So I called it. The Brooklyn Nets have traded Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, in my last video, I was talking about how the Dallas Mavericks were my favorite to receive Kyrie Irving, and they did just that. I mean, they had to trade Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first-round pick, and multiple second-round picks. But honestly, I think it was a good return for a guy like Kyrie Irving to be on the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Luka Doncic, he finally gets another guy beside him that can handle the ball, and someone that's going to be relieving the pressure off of him on offense. So we'll talk about it here pretty quickly, talking about Brooklyn, talking about Dallas, and each side, and who basically won the trade. Because in my eyes, I think this was a good trade for both teams, and I'll just break it down here pretty quickly. So for the Brooklyn Nets, they do get a guy like a Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith. Both the guys are pretty capable on offense and defense, especially Dinwiddie and, Dorian Finney being a good defender. Dinwiddie being a good ball handler, being an on-ball guy, but that's basically it. I mean, defense is pretty okay. Dorian Finney being a good perimeter and interior defender and being a good three-point shooter, so a good 3-and-D player right there. Someone's going to be able to play the 3 or the 4, playing alongside KD, Nick Claxton, and maybe even Ben Simmons. So yeah, for floor spacing, I think it's pretty good for the Brooklyn Nets. They do get some good floor spacers and, some first-round picks, or one first-round pick and multiple second-round picks. But I don't know, like the Brooklyn Nets, they get some role players in return for Kyrie Irving. I think this was one of the better packages I've seen in the league, because looking at the Lakers, they did have Westbrook and like 2 first-round picks, but I know they were reluctant to at least give the Brooklyn Nets 2 first-round picks in exchange for Kyrie Irving. And even giving up Westbrook was kind of a stretch for the Lakers too. And even for the Heat, I mean, they didn't really have too many assets. Maybe Tyler Hero, but maybe they were also reluctant to give up Tyler Hero for Kyrie Irving. I don't know, but this was probably the best offer you're going to get for Kyrie Irving if, you wanted to at least get some return in exchange for him. So looking at the Dallas Mavericks side of things, they do get another star beside Luka Doncic. I've been hounding the Dallas Mavericks to at least get something done, and they finally did it. They finally got another star beside Luka Doncic. This is basically Jalen Brunson's replacement. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like Brunson is, bad or Kyrie Irving is bad, but I mean, Luka Doncic is finally getting someone that can play alongside him. And Kyrie Irving, I mean, he's going to be able to at least thrive in Dallas, where he's going to be playing alongside Christian Wood. Great front court right there with Christian Wood and Dwight Powell. I mean, Dwight Powell offensively isn't great, but defensively he's great. Christian Wood being a good perimeter shooter, someone's gonna be able to handle the rock in the post, and with Luka Doncic being a top 3 player in the league, I mean, this team can honestly make some noise in the West. I mean, we'll see what happens. For the Dallas Mavericks and how weak the West is, they honestly have a pretty good chance to make the Western Conference Finals again. And, with Curry out, they can move up the rankings here pretty quickly. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this Dallas Mavericks and Brooklyn Nets trade. Definitely came as a surprise, as it was only like a couple minutes ago. So I was literally rebuilding teams on 2K before this news came out, and I decided to check Twitter, and here we go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what else unfolds today or in the next few days, because the NBA trade deadline is on February 9th, and that's in around 4 hours from now. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the Mavericks can at least use this momentum to move up in the rankings or the standings in the West, and hopefully they can just make it to the Western Conference Finals and just capitalize on this Kyrie Irving trade, because you guys will remember, he is going to be a free agent by the end of this season. So we'll see what happens if he returns to the Mavs this season, and we'll see if this Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic experiment is going to work. So that's the end, and I'm out.